Hey there, friends, and welcome to the Raising Amazing Tween Girls podcast and show. We here at Raising Amazing Tween Girls love tween girls and the mamas who are raising them. I'm Lisa Tony with Girl Tribe Nation, and I am so very glad that you are joining me today. Girl Tribe Nation is our organization that is committed to raising a generation of tween girls to be smart, healthy, brave, and to live with a whole lot more happy in their lives. We resource moms of tween girls with practical and fun ways to teach puberty, make wise life decisions, and navigate all the changes happening as our girls transition from being kids to young women. Today's episode is sponsored by someone who can for sure make your life easier. If you are a busy mama, you need Instacart. Seriously, this is one of the best decisions I have ever made. Instacart has saved me so much time. Now, I actually like to go grocery shopping, so I wasn't sure I wanted to have someone else do that for me. But after I had my fourth baby, I seriously needed an extra set of hands. Life as an octopus was sounding pretty good, but I couldn't grow extra arms. But Instacart, well, it was the closest thing to it. You can access Instacart on your phone or on your computer, and then you can make your list from anywhere. Send it in with payment, and then a shopper goes to the store for you. Oh yes, your shopper drives, finds parking, gets the cart, loads it up, pays for it, bags it up, drives it to you, and delivers it to your front door. All you have to do is open your front door and receive all your groceries. What magical unicorn is this? Seriously, you may just want to kiss your Instacart delivery person. Now, $35 is the minimum order that's required to place an order online, and they go to all kinds of different stores. Now, you have to check your particular city out to see what wonderfulness they can bring to you. My first order, I kind of felt like royalty. No one had ever brought me groceries like that before. Well, Instacart also does this really cool thing where they keep track of how many hours you are saving by placing your orders with them. I'm at 437 hours, people. 437 hours I have saved using Instacart. What could you do with 437 extra hours in your life? Now, when you decide to use their program, you can order from as many stores as you want, as many times as you want. So each week, I usually can put in an order to Costco and Aldi and my Vons grocery store. Sometimes I throw a little Sprouts order in there. Other weeks, I throw my Walmart order in there. And just for kicks, I may order something from Smart and Final. Now, I can do all this on my phone while I'm chauffeuring kids all over the universe, and then have my groceries sitting on the doorstep waiting for me when I get home. Why, thank you very much, Instacart friend. I actually stay on budget better too. I only order what I need, and I'm not tempted by all those end aisles that call to me with their nifty new shiny things. With Instacart, it is pretty hard to impulse shop because you aren't in the store with all the extra stuff surrounding you. I also don't have the littles with me in the store asking for everything they see or putting those things secretly in the cart. Seriously, friend, this is one thing that I know can make your life easier. It can save you time, help your budget, and as a bonus, it will take some stress out of your life as you cross grocery shopping off your to-do list. You can get your first free delivery off your first order by going to girltribenation.com/Instacart to grab your link. Okay, friends, back to the show. Today, I am bringing you the DL on BO. Yes, that is the down low on body odor. Now, body odor is one of the signs that puberty has arrived. Oh yes, that puberty train has pulled into the station. Now, if you didn't see it coming, you might start smelling it coming. Body odor, along with a growth spurt, breast buds, and pubic and underarm hair are all telltale signs that puberty has begun. When tweens enter puberty, they are going to sweat more. Now, kids sweat too, but it doesn't smell. So what gives? Why does puberty usher in a whole new era of life of stinky sweating? Good question. Well, sweat is actually an amazing part of how our bodies were created. It is our body's natural AC system. Sweat is what helps cool our body off when it starts to get too hot. So when we exercise and work out, we're moving our bodies, and that heats everything up, and so we sweat so that our body can try and control our body temperature, and that we don't overheat. It's kind of heat loss through evaporation. Now, we sweat for other reasons too. Have you ever had to give a speech and you discovered that your armpits are soaked? Yep, we sweat when we get nervous. It is a type of kind of fight or flight response that our body sends. When we get nervous or scared, our body starts sweating to prepare us to fight or run from whatever we are going to have to face. So if you or your girls sweat when you get stressed, it's your body telling your sweat glands to help you out. Now, I know it doesn't feel much like help, does it? And to top it off, stress sweat can be even stinkier than exercise sweat. Well, food can have an effect on our bodies too. One time I found a random pepper in my garden that I had not planted. I thought it was a mini bell pepper, but when I popped it in my mouth, I discovered it was a spicy hot pepper. Woo, baby! My eyes watered and my body started sweating. Spicy food that contains capsaicin tricks your brain into thinking that your body's temperature is increasing, so you start sweating to cool it down. Now, capsaicin is what is found in spicy peppers that causes the burning sensation in your mucous membranes, and it stimulates your nerve endings. That's what gives it the big kapow when you eat it. Now, other things that can also cause sweating are food allergies. Now, some people have reactions when they eat different foods, and some have reactions when they eat too much meat because their metabolism spends so much energy breaking it down that their body temperature starts to go up. So we've got a whole list of different reasons of what is going on in our body that can cause sweat. Now, I know sweat is a big inconvenience, but if we look at it, it's actually doing some amazing things to help our bodies out. Sweat is mainly made up of water, and two glands produce almost all of our sweat. The eccrine glands are concentrated in your palms, your soles, your forehead, and your armpits, even though they cover your entire body. Now, these produce most of your sweat, especially the drippy, watery kind. Now, it doesn't taste like water though, because it's mixed with salt and protein and urea and ammonia. Now, your apocrine glands are larger and are mostly located in your pits, in your groin, and your breast area. Now, these are the sweat glands that produce the stinky sweat because it's more concentrated and it's near hair follicles. So if we sweat so much everywhere, why do we only wear deodorant under our arms? Why not slather it all over our entire bodies? Well, my friends, we do that because that is where our sweat is the stinkiest. Remember how I said that the apocrine glands are larger? Well, they work to produce the bacteria that breaks down our sweat into fatty acids, and that has an odor. Now, the sweat itself doesn't smell bad, but when it mixes with the bacteria in our skin, that is when it starts to smell bad. So when our tween starts puberty, they sweat more than they did as a kid. I mean, they start sweating not just water, but oil too. And so they have higher activity in their sweat glands. And when it breaks down with the bacteria, it gets stinky. Now, our tween girls have a higher level of activity in their sweat glands because of the hormones that are running through their body, causing their bodies to change. So that activates their sweat glands, and when they sweat, it's water, it's oil, and it's stimulated with bacteria, and so that gets stinky. Now, don't worry, it won't be as bad as it initially is forever. With all the chemical and hormonal changes that a tween body faces, it takes a little time for their bodies to stabilize. But by the end of puberty, their bodies hit this stabilization for both the amount of sweat and the odor. So this is where deodorant can come to the rescue and save us all from smelly kids, smelly rooms, and smelly bathrooms that have begun to fill up our homes. Now, there's actually two different kinds of deodorant, even though we usually talk about the word deodorant to describe both of them. Deodorant and antiperspirants are two different things. Now, deodorant is what helps mask the body odor, and antiperspirant is what works to block the sweat glands. Now, usually aluminum is the main ingredient that blocks the sweat glands. Now, there's been some questions about if aluminum use is bad for you or even if it causes breast cancer. But don't worry though, the current research by the American Cancer Society says that there's just not enough evidence to support that claim. It does not lead to cancer. So you can use deodorant with antiperspirants with a clean conscience. Now, if you start to have problems with yellow stains on shirts, it's likely due to a chemical reaction that's happening because of the sweat and the antiperspirant or the clothes. Pure sweat is not only odorless, it's colorless. So that means that when the aluminum mixes with the salt in the sweat, that's often what leads to yellow stains. Now, don't worry, it should wash out. Now, I like to use OxiClean to get these stains out, but there's lots of great products on the market that you can try. Now, I know that some tweens sweat more than others, and I can't tell you what your daughter is gonna do, but I do know it's connected to genes. So thank your parents for all those genes they passed down to you and your kids, and you will likely have your kids emulate the same kind of sweating patterns that you do. Now, there's also a medical condition called hyperhidrosis that causes someone to sweat more than your average person. Now, only about 5% of Americans have this condition, so you probably don't have to worry about it. But if your daughter isn't sweating enough, or if her sweat smells really strange like fish or rotting eggs, you definitely want to have it checked out by a doctor, as both of those are signs that there are some other issues happening in her body that a doctor needs to pay attention to. So, when your girl starts to exhibit BO or body odor, it is definitely time to introduce her to deodorant. Now, there are all different types on the market, so you can let her pick one or maybe get her one to try. Now, I like ones that contain both deodorant and antiperspirant and that they go on clear, so you don't have to deal with those white marks that can mark up clothes. Now, most of these deodorants provide 24 hours of protection, so that is really great, so you don't have to worry about reapplying. Now, introducing wearing deodorant can be a really fun thing, and it can help your girl feel a little bit more grown up and a little bit more independent. But it is also a new habit that usually takes some time to develop. You likely will need to remind your girl often to put on her deodorant and help her get in the new groove of doing that every day. To set her up for success when you give her the deodorant and teach her how to wear it, make sure she knows where she should keep it and when she should put it on. Now, I like to encourage tween girls to put it on in the morning when they put their bras on. That way, two new habits that they have begun to do can be synced together rather than having two new things to remember at two different times. Now, there is a surprising piece of research that says that putting on your deodorant before bed instead of in the morning actually makes it work better because it allows it to soak into your body overnight. So if this works for your family routine by encouraging to do that in the evening, then by all means, you can't go wrong. Now, there is no best age to start wearing deodorant. The best time is really when they need it. So if you notice that your tween is starting to be a little bit more stinky, it is time. Now, for some tween girls, this may be ages 8 and 9, others 10 or 11, and still others not until they're 12. But when your tween daughter starts sweating, you want to encourage her to always wear clean clothes. Now, I know they could get away with wearing maybe the same thing every other day before puberty hit. But once the puberty train arrives, they need to always wear clean clothes so that they can smell clean and fresh. Now, for girls, this can also be tied to wearing their bras or undershirts. Now, whereas she might be able to normally wear a bra for a few days, during the beginning stages of puberty, when they're sweating a lot, you may need to encourage your girl to change her bra every day so that it is not the cause of stinkiness. Now, other common culprits can be favorite pajamas they wear all the time or favorite sweatshirts that get reworn often and aren't getting laundered enough. So moving your tween daughter into the mindset of wearing something once and then washing it will help to keep her smelling good and your household smelling a whole lot better. Well, I've created a really great cheat sheet for you called Has the Puberty Train Arrived? That gives you a checklist to see if your daughter has entered puberty. You can access it for free by going to girltribenation.com/pubertytrain. This will give you a list of all the things to expect when your daughter is entering puberty. And I have more great news for you. Our Growing Up Girl online class for tween girls is going to start this January. This class is going to be so helpful for you and your girl as I teach through all the things that she will be going through during puberty. It also gives you some amazing mother-daughter dates that I have designed for you to talk through all the things and keep that mother-daughter relationship healthy and strong. Now, I sure hope you will plan to join us for our next session coming soon. You can sign up to attend my free webinar and get all the deets about the class at girltribenation.com/webinar. Okay, friends, here's to raising smart, brave, healthy girls with a whole lot more happy in their lives. I'm cheering you on as you raise amazing tween daughters, as you help them learn to be young women who know how to wear deodorant and stay healthy and smell good. Well, we here at Girl Tribe Nation want to do all that we can to cheer you on and resource you to grow a generation of young ladies to be world changers. We want to raise a generation of girls that as their bodies change, they're learning how to care for it and keep it healthy. Their bodies will be with them for their whole life. So we are working to establish good care right from the puberty get-go. Alrighty, my friends, if you found today's episode helpful, it would mean a lot if you could take a moment just to make a comment, put some stars in, subscribe to our show, and share it with a friend. Thanks again for joining me. I can't wait until next time. Bye for now.